Hello and a very warm welcome back to Hugh's Nursery. This video is all about mulch and weeds basically. So a couple of people have been asking whether mulch, if it really is effective against weeds. So I thought I'd show you a comparison for where I've used mulch here in one of these raised beds versus where you haven't used mulch in another raised bed and I've already weeded it this year. It's just to show you an example of how easy it is to pull weeds from soil and raised beds that has been mulched, and also look at other benefits of why you should still mulch, even though it does take a bit of time to apply, why you get actually a lot more return on your time investment. So here are one of the raised beds that we use when we prepare the raised beds in the autumn by placing a nice layer of mulch. Usually this is actually old manure over the top, and we let basically the earthworms break them down over the winter, and it creates this really nice beautiful soil. And so we basically lifted this up in March. We took off the black plastic, and as you can see there are a few weeds here, but I just want to show you how simple it is to pull them out. It's like that. The reason why it's so easy to weed a bed that has been mulched is because there's a lot of organic matter in the soil, and that organic matter has basically created a nice fine and light soil texture, which means weeding is extremely easy. So of course some of you are going to say, look, you've already spent time putting the mulch down, but the thing is, the weeding, suppressing weeds, is one of the many benefits of mulch. We also use mulch not just for that, but to obviously add really good nutrients into the ground, like this old manure. And the soil here is really beautiful, and we're going to be planting it in this in a couple of weeks. But you see, even sting nettles, really easy to pull out. And like that, I mean, you could weed this bed in probably about 1 or 2 minutes, compared to if you don't use this and you just leave bare soil. It leaves the seeds of weed seeds kind of exposed, and it's much easier for them to grow through the soil. But by adding mulch and organic matter, it kind of creates a layer which will prevent weeds from growing through. So that's one of the reasons. Another great benefit of mulch is that you don't need to water your garden as much. You don't need to worry so much about if it's really, really hot outside and you've had lots of dry weather. It still keeps the soil really nice and moist. So mulch not only suppresses weeds, but it also builds really good soil. It improves the soil structure, and by creating a better soil structure and having more organic matter inside it, because the earthworms have been busy over the winter and the early spring pulling a lot of the organic matter down. Not all of it is broken up, but that doesn't matter. But by having a lot of organic matter, you have this beautiful soil texture, and more organic matter equals more moisture retention. So you don't need to water as much, you don't need to weed as much, and of course you're going to grow better vegetables because the soil quality is that much better than if you didn't mulch. So this is just an example of a bed, and how simple it is, because not many of the weeds, apart from the bigger weeds, actually grow through. Now then, this is part of our pea bed, and as you can see, there are a lot of little weeds coming through, and we've already weeded this once this year, and even though some of them are small, which can be easily coped with a hoe, you have it basically all over the bed. So you have to continually do it for the rest of your bed, which can take about 3 to 4 minutes. And this doesn't even have the benefit of all the mulch where you're retaining the moisture. It has a lot of organic matter. As you can see, the soil quality here is far poorer than where we've got lots of stones and stuff, and it's quite dusty. So we haven't got that organic matter, and it isn't retaining the moisture here. So the peas that we've planted aren't having the benefit of mulch, which is what we're going to do this autumn, is to actually mulch this bed and make sure that this has the same high quality organic soil that we have in the other bed. And again, we don't need to weed as much because a hoe does do it quite quickly, but then you need to do it a few times because you don't have that layer covering it. And also when you do mulch it, you also have all those other benefits from it. So I hope this video has just shown to you how effective mulch is. So thank you once again for watching, and stay tuned for a new video every single Friday which shows you how you can grow better organic produce inexpensively. Goodbye.